and welcome to our kids service. We are so excited for you to see everything that we have for you. But before we do that, we're gonna need you to stand up, make some room, because we're gonna jump into some worship.
Let's worship together as we sing Waymaker. We worship you, Jesus.
I worship you.
He's the Waymaker.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are here, turning lives around.
Jesus, we worship you.
I worship you. I worship you. You are here and you're healing every heart. I worship you, yeah. I worship you.
He's the Waymaker.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And that is who you are.
Jesus, you are the Waymaker, the miracle worker.
Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. Jesus, you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. I know.
Sing to Jesus.
Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are, and that is who you are. That is who you are, Jesus, that is who you
Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. What an exciting month it's been as we've been gearing up to show kindness. Kindness is showing others that they are valuable by how you treat them. And it's not always easy to be kind, but with God's help, we can gear up and be ready to show people that they're important and that they matter. We can put God's love in action by being kind with the things that we say and do. Before we get into our Bible story today, let's start with our big answer. What is the big answer? It's the answer to the big question. This is a question that you should get from that important adult in your life, and that is, what did you learn in kids' church today? And our big answer for today is be kind to people who are different from you. And our memory verse for this series comes from the book of Colossians, and it says, "You are God's chosen people. You are holy and dearly loved. So put on tender mercy and kindness as if they were your clothes. Don't be proud. Be gentle and patient." Colossians 3:12. Today, we're in the book of Luke, the third book of the New Testament. Luke is one of the 4 Gospels which tells the story of Jesus' life. When Jesus spoke to people, he often told stories, also known as parables. Jesus told these parables about things people could understand in order to explain something more important about God or how to follow God. One day, a religious expert showed up to talk to Jesus. People like this religious leader weren't happy with how Jesus was changing things. They wanted to try to trap him in his own words and get him to say something that would make people upset. The man asked Jesus what he should do to receive eternal life, and Jesus answered the man's question with a question. He asked the man what was written in God's law. The religious leader was ready with a really good answer. In Luke 10:27, he said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul. Love him with all your strength and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as you love yourself." Jesus told the man that he had answered correctly. "Do that and you will live," Jesus said. Then the religious expert thought he'd stump Jesus with one more question. He asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" This man was trying to make himself look good in front of the others who were listening. He figured he had to only show kindness to some people, but not everybody. Jesus answered him by telling a parable. In the story Jesus told, there was a man who was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. Suddenly, some men appeared. They robbed and hurt the man. They took everything he had and left him on the side of the road. He was hurt and all alone. Sometime later, a man came along. This man was a priest. A priest's job was to help people follow God, so you'd think he'd be quick to help the hurt man. Do you know what the priest did? The priest pretended that he didn't even see the hurt man. He walked right past him on the other side of the road. Not kind. Not cool. Not long after, another man approached the hurt man. This man was a Levite, who was someone who helped the people worship God. But just like the priest, the Levite walked right on by and pretended he didn't even see the hurt man. Once again, not kind and not cool. It seemed like the hurt man just couldn't get a break. But then a Samaritan man came along the road where the hurt man was lying down in pain. It was really interesting that the man in Jesus' story was from Samaria. Do you know why? At this time, people from Samaria did not get along with the Jewish people. It had been this way for hundreds of years. In fact, Jewish people would walk the long way around just to avoid walking through a Samaritan town. So what happened next is really interesting. The Samaritans stopped and helped. This Samaritan man cared about the hurt man on the side of the road. He felt sorry for him and he stopped to help. He took care of the man's wounds. And the Samaritan man's kindness didn't stop there. He even carried the hurt man on his own donkey to an inn, which is like a hotel. There the man could rest and get better. And the Samaritan man even paid the owner of the inn to take care of him until he was well again. He even promised to return with more money if there was any extra cost. Remember, Jesus was telling this story to the religious expert, the one who had asked, "Who is my neighbor?" When Jesus finished telling his story, he said this to the man. "Which of the 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by robbers? Who do you think was a neighbor to the hurt man? Stand up if you think it was the Levite." Okay, sit down. Stand up if you think it was the Samaritan. Okay, take a seat. Or stand up if you think it was the priest. All right, you guys can all be seated. If you voted for the Samaritan, you were right. And that's what the religious leader said to Jesus too. Jesus then said, "Go and do as he did." Jesus made it clear, your neighbor isn't only the person down the street. It's not just your friend or someone who's a lot like you. Your neighbor is anyone who needs your help and kindness. And that means you also need to be kind to people who are different from you. It's pretty cool to see how the Samaritan in the story helped the man in need, even though there was nothing in it for him. That's what real kindness looks like. Remember, kindness is showing others that they are valuable by how you treat them. And one of the most powerful ways to show kindness is to show love to people who are different from you. That's what we need to remember today. Be kind to people who are different from you. Say that with me. Be kind to people who are different from you. Maybe you could invite someone to join your friend group who doesn't look or talk like your other friends do. Or maybe if someone thinks or acts differently than you, you can choose to listen and be kind to them, even if you don't always agree with them. Well, you can't be best friends with everyone. You can show kindness to everyone. If you're not sure what that looks like, just think about what we always say here in Kids. I should treat others the way that I want to be treated. Think about how someone has shown kindness to you and made you feel important and special. Think about how you can do that for someone who might be different from you. That's the biggest adventure in kindness there is. Just like our big answer says, be kind to people who are different from you. Okay, I've been gearing up for this rock climbing adventure for all series. It's time to go. Ooh. On second thought, maybe I'll just keep my feet on the ground and adventure off to that coffee shop that I passed on my way while I was finding that. See you guys.
It's time for Memory Verse Breakdown!
Hey kids, today we're gonna break down this week's memory verse. Are you ready? Okay, here's this week's memory verse. You think you got it? Try saying it out loud. All right, let's take some words away. You think you still got it? Try saying it out loud again. All right, let's bring those words back and see how you did. Did you get it right? Awesome. Well, that's this week's memory verse breakdown. How'd you do?
Memory Verse Breakdown!
Game time!
You are about to play Bible Escape Room. You're going to start in a giant mansion, and you must get out of the front door before time runs out. But to do that, you're going to have to unlock several doors. Each door needs the correct answer to a Bible riddle for it to unlock. Are you ready? Let's go! You've got 20 seconds to answer this first riddle. I disobeyed God's one wish and ended up in the belly of a fish. Who am I? I'm Jonah. Great job! You made it to the second door. You've got 20 seconds to escape. I took down a giant, and everyone said I was brave. But now, my friends and I are hiding in a cave. Who am I? I'm David. Impressive! You made it past the first two riddles, but there's another locked door. You've got 20 seconds to escape. I was famous for being strong, but that only lasted while my hair was long. Who am I? I'm Samson. Well done! You're making good progress, but we've got to keep going. Here's another locked door. You've got 20 seconds to escape. I prayed when the law said no one could pray, and God kept the hungry lions away. Who am I? Daniel. Wow! You're getting good at this. But can you get past this next door? You've got 20 seconds to escape.
I risked my life to ask the king a question. And then I told the king about Haman's deception. Who am I? I'm Esther.
Great work. These are getting harder. Can you figure out this next riddle? You've got 20 seconds. I was spending the night chained up in jail when an angel broke me out without even posting bail. I'm Peter. You're so close. There are only 2 doors left. Here's the next riddle. You've got 20 seconds.
When my son was born, I had to lay him in the hay. Now we celebrate his birthday on Christmas Day. Who am I? I'm Mary.
This is it. You've made it to the last door. You're so close. You've got 20 seconds to answer this last riddle and break out. In my Father's house, there are many rooms. You can have one because I broke out of the tomb. Who am I? I'm Jesus. Great job! You broke out! You really know your Bible characters. Way to go!
Thank you so much for being with us today. Before you leave, have that important adult in your life go to lifechurchgreenbay.com/kids, where you can grab our Kids Connect card. There you can discuss our big answer, the memory verse, and even more. We love you so much. Have a great week.